All right, we've got a mild change happening in Bitcoin as it consolidates above this trend line for the last 3 days. This is Bruce for FXEmpire taking a look at the daily chart for Bitcoin. So a few things I want to point out here. Number one, we hit our initial ABCD target last week with last week's low of 56,500, and you can see we bounced nicely off of that. Tested resistance at the 20 moving average and then broke through resistance of the 20 moving average purple along with the downtrend line. The downtrend line also defines the top boundary of this developing potentially bullish wedge. The bullish wedge was using a low line of this blue dash line, but now it's been redrawn, because of last week's swing low now has confirmed as a swing low. So notice also that it's very close to this longer term uptrend line, which represents significant potential support. And we'll keep that in mind as we go forward. So we had a breakout of the bull wedge and then resistance at last week's high, or yesterday's high at 65,523, just under support of the orange 50 moving average. So, of course, Bitcoin has got to get above the 50 moving average next in order to have any chance of continuing to go higher. That level is at 65,937 currently. So we have previous resistance now becoming support potentially. It has for the past couple days, maybe 3 days, represented by this trend line and the purple moving average. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So going forward, the key is going to be, is it going to stay above support as it goes lower, if it is to go lower? Because there's no sign of a breakout. There's no upward momentum. Nothing really has happened other than it moved above. There's no buyers jumping in to push price higher. That means it may chop around and get lethargic, continue to be lethargic, and this breakout of a bull wedge may end up being nothing. So we'll have to watch and see. It's going to first be determined on a break above yesterday's high. Once that happens, then we're looking at a break above this previous swing high. Once a breakout of that previous swing high happens, then new highs for Bitcoin become possible and likely. Until then, we could still dip down again and test some of these lower levels. If we come down something like this, it's certainly possible as well. Anything along those lines, as this bull wedge continues to progress. It's also possible that it stays within the wedge and comes down here. The problem with that is that we've busted it below the long-term or intermediate-term trend line support at that point, which is not particularly bullish. Anyway, that is it for Bitcoin traders. Have a great week.